watch or read the news, how often do you see a representation of diversity within the media, and particularly the communications field? Since the time of men were created all equal, how often do we see that on TV in general? This has become an issue within the communications field in particular, and diversity in particular. Communication companies that preach about diversity within their companies and corporations need to assert and perform that within their own corporations specifically. This includes and isn't limited to sex, ethnicity, or race. Hiring diverse employees allows a wider range of ideas and experiences to be shared and performed within the workplace. And companies that represent, in particular, communities of color, represent them better, and from the same association, and enhances connections with clients and customers. Hiring diverse employees promotes and is an opportunity to utilize new ideas and experiences. Employees that feel like they have to conceal or repress their real identities don't perform as well within the workplace. For example, LGBT or colored people don't engage in collegiate conversations and they often have a hindrance to their job performance. Companies that are more ethnically diverse tend to outperform other companies that are just gender diverse companies. For example, companies that rank in 30% higher quartile of diversity have a more enhanced financial return above their competitors that aren't as ethnically diverse. Having a more diverse set of employees means a more diverse set of skills, and it is more readily available to use, paving a way for a more functional and productive workplace. Within the communication field, diverse employees serve as a better representative for communities of color. Let's use our government as an example. 42% of our population is communities of color, people of color. But there is a small percentage within our government that actually represents those people of color that come from those communities and serve them well as constituents. Building a diverse and inclusive staff better equips constituents and the public to trust that they have their better interests in mind. Staff members that come from diverse communities know what they're referring to and talking to in reference to their own experiences within those communities as well. Leaders in an organization or company that are more representative of a certain community are more likely to advocate for those from those underrepresented communities in general. Staff members that come from these communities often understand the struggles and advance the interests of those populations when they're represented in communities of color or communications fields. This would mean that the employee would be more enthusiastic and willing to take the extra step to represent clients or customers that they are serving within the company. A diverse workplace strengthens connections with clients and customers. Ethnically diverse customers find comfort in familiar faces, which then establishes trust. Patrick McKay, a professor of human resources management at Rutgers University, says that human beings typically have a higher level of trust, comfort, and rapport with people who are similar to themselves. And this could be seen within bilingual employees in particular when they overcome the language barrier within customer service and are able to speak to people that speak the same language that they do. Culture is the way in which we solve dilemmas. Our cultures and experiences aid us in making ethical decisions involving choice and balance. Our backgrounds guide us through situations, framing our decision-making process and dictating our actions. Customers are more loyal to companies that align with their own beliefs and values in particular. Simon Sinek, in his book, Start With Why, says that if customers are able to identify the values and beliefs that you started your company with, they are easily aligned with their own, then they are willing to follow and become loyal to your company, suffering little inconveniences and paying a premium due to an affiliation with you. So, in conclusion, companies that truly believe in diversity and the importance of diversity need to make up for the lack of it within the workplace. Diversity within the workplace will not only benefit the company, but it will also serve as a great opportunity for larger numbers of people of color, inspiring other corporations internationally.